Hey there, and welcome to the Contentment Creator Podcast, the podcast designed especially for creative entrepreneurs just like you who are committed to a beautiful life that's rooted in courage and contentment, and that's blooming with creativity and prosperity. I'm your host, Ellen Broen, a certified life coach, a singer, a mother, and a lover of alliteration, dogs, and deep conversation. This podcast is designed to become a part of your daily routine, to help you, fellow contentment creator, dig deep, to clarify your life vision, to catalyze your creative flow, and fuel your entrepreneurial fire in just a few inspiring minutes each day. Each episode will focus on how it truly is possible for you to be and have all that you desire through leveraging creative and courageous perspectives and practices. Please follow and rate this show on whatever podcast app you listen on so you never miss a day, and join me in my mission to help a world full of content creators become a world of contentment creators. Each Tuesday, we'll talk about creativity, and today's episode is all about how we use our creativity to cultivate safety in relationship. Crafting a love that feels like home is both an art and a science. On one hand, it requires intentional effort and thoughtful creativity, infusing your partnership with safety, play, and connection. On the other hand, it also relies on understanding the deeper emotional needs that make us feel secure and supported in a relationship. Relationship experts like Dr. John Gottman and Dr. Brené Brown remind us that safety is the bedrock of trust, which is essential for vulnerability and deep emotional connection. When we feel safe, we can play together, collaborate on shared dreams, and navigate challenges as a team. But this doesn't happen by accident. Just like in art, love requires embracing the imperfections and complexities of partnership that unfold in a perpetual process. Today, we're exploring how creativity can transform our relationships into safe spaces where both partners can thrive, grow, and craft a love that truly feels like home. First off, let's talk about what safety in a relationship feels like. Safety isn't just about not having arguments or conflict. It's about emotional safety. At the foundation is knowing that your partner has your back no matter what and always holds you in high regard. And the home that's built on that foundation shelters the freedom to express your wildest ideas, your deepest fears, and your quirkiest thoughts without judgment. When safety is present, both partners feel seen, heard, and supported, no matter what the conversation brings. In yesterday's episode, we talked about what to practice when conflict arises. And while safety is absolutely affected by how we fight, one thing that has been essential to my marriage and our experience of safety is a habit cultivated in the normal moments of life. Because when safety is present, playfulness isn't far behind. And let's be real, play is basically the secret sauce of a thriving relationship. It's the fun in the foundation, the goofy dance parties in the kitchen, the inside jokes that nobody else gets, and the ability to laugh at the absurdity of life and yourself. Play is what helps us loosen up and remember that, hey, we're all just humans trying to navigate this crazy ride. According to Dr. Gottman, couples who engage in playful, lighthearted interactions tend to have more resilient relationships because they're building not just trust, but also a shared sense of joy. It's the space where you get to be spontaneous, where joy isn't planned because of a perfectly orchestrated trip or experience, but just kind of happens. Play connects us because it reminds us that while relationships require work, they ultimately deepen our experience of joy. So, how do we integrate this into our relationships? One of my favorite techniques when it comes to embodying creativity to foster connection is practicing the yes and approach. This comes from improv theater, where the idea is to always agree with your partner's idea and then build on it. For example, if your partner shares a dream to travel the world and you feel a little skeptical, instead of shutting them down with that's a nice idea, but we have no money, try responding with, yeah, I love that idea. And we could start saving next week by starting a budget. This technique is magical because it fosters a feeling of collaboration rather than competition. It says, I see you, I hear you, and I'm in this with you. It strengthens emotional safety and allows the relationship to become a true partnership. By practicing yes and, you make your partner's ideas feel validated, supported, and expanded upon. This builds a strong sense of connection and lets creativity flow in both directions. It turns everyday interactions into opportunities for co creation. And let's not forget about the role of creativity in crafting shared goals. When you're in a relationship, it's vital to have shared visions for the future, whether that's planning for a family, building a business together, or simply living in alignment with your values. Shared goals give you both something to work towards. But this too requires creativity. I recently sat down with my husband to reimagine our life vision. We started small and naming the daily, weekly, and monthly actions that foster an environment for love, trust, and play in our relationship. They included little things like aiming to make each other belly laugh every day and reading a book out loud together every month. And the conversation itself was such a fun and creative exercise in designing our day to day life and marriage. Then we zoomed out and talked about our shared core values and beliefs as a couple. I found this particularly powerful to write down because I met my husband 16 years ago as of recording this, when I was 18 years old. We have lived several lives since then and become very different people than the ones who met and even the ones who married each other. So, by practicing curiosity and imagining who it is we want to become together, we captured the essence of our overall life missions, personal priorities, and shared beliefs. When we fully fleshed out our list, the conversation naturally segued to what kind of family traditions we cherish and want to invent. The exercise started with laying the foundation and ended with the permission to play and create a vision together. This sort of check in is a great opportunity to practice yes anding. But this kind of practice can even be something you practice at dinner tonight without anyone knowing. It's as simple as acknowledging, accepting, and adding to what your partner says. Notice the impact. Observe their open body language, the sparkle arrived in their eyes, or even just the warm energy in the room when your creative openness fosters that safety and connection. When we use our creative spirit not only in our personal and professional projects, but also in our relationship, we belong to a love that feels like home. One laugh, one yes and one shared dream at a time. If you're curious how our community makes or breaks the strength of our romantic relationship, join me here for my next episode, all about becoming allies in love. If you enjoyed today's episode, please show your support by rating and reviewing in your app of choice. It would truly mean the world to me to hear from you.